Hello guys, welcome back to Dating World's podcast. This is your girl Nyambia Preely Ingram. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. You have listened to all of my episodes. This is episode 18 and this is actually part 3. I'm going to end this one on Deciphering Prophecy's wrong. Last episode I left off on the November incident and what everything transpired after that point. So without further ado, I'm going to get to it. So his birthday is in November, so of course, he's a Scorpio. Go figure. But right before his birthday, I would say about 2 weeks before his birthday, it was like on the end of October, I received a phone call. And it's a phone number, and I'm just like, who is this calling me? So I answered, and he was like, I'm so sorry, baby. I just want to tell you I'm so sorry. That was not me. It's just a lot of things going on. And sure enough, it was him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what kind of story is going on now? Because it's been over a month since I've spoken to him. I completely forgot about him, moved on with my life. I started a new job. Everything in my life was on the up and up. I was doing something I wanted to do, being more creative. So, I was great. I was writing on a new show. I'm being a showrunner of a show. I was doing amazing. So I was like, why is this the devil coming at me again is what I was feeling, because everything was going great and I feel like the devil was trying to distract me again. So I entertained him for a second because I really just wanted to hear his side of the story to see what was going on. So then he comes up with this lame BS story to tell me that he didn't say anything when she called me was because she moved his stuff out of his place. Now, mind you, when we first started talking, he ended up moving to my home state. So he left a lot of his stuff here when he moved out. So he needed someone to move his stuff out. And I remember him mentioning that he might need me to go over and get the rest of his things because he was supposed to come back, but he didn't end up coming back because he had a lot of business to take care of. So I was just like, well, he never said anything else to me, so I didn't think anything else of it. So I guess apparently she had, of course, brothers and family members and stuff that could help out with moving. So he conspired into, I guess, relied on her, basically. I wanted to conspire, but relied on her to help move his stuff out and to put his stuff in storage for him until he got back to Los Angeles. So in doing so, she was able to retrieve a couple of his items, including some tablets and some other stuff that had access to his Gmail account and some other things. So I remember receiving a message like in September, and it was saying like, if any of you women have dated my man, leave him alone. And it was a picture of them too, and it was like a mass message, which was so crazy in itself that happened. Like a huge mass message that happened. And I was just like, what is this? This is so crazy. This is so weird. So I didn't think anything else of it at the time, because I confronted him over that message, and he was just like, she's just so crazy. She's so crazy. Just, don't worry about it. I'm gonna handle it. So little did I know that message from September was him still being in a relationship with her and still allowing her to like dictate his life, because she had access to all of his stuff and had all of his things that he had left here in Los Angeles. So he, in fearful of her burning all his stuff and his paperwork and his computers and everything else that he left here, she had threatened all of that stuff if he didn't break up with me, basically. So that's the reason why she called me with him on the phone, and he said that they were together and all this other BS. Which in actuality, I feel like it was definitely a BS move for him to not be a man and for him to even rely on her in the first place. So at that point, I got my answer, and I was like, okay, makes sense. You're crazy. She's crazy. Y'all are crazy together. I don't want to be involved in anything crazy. I got too many positive things going on in my life. I'm good to go. So I told him, like, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore like that. So he would call me every now and then and still trying to talk to me and stuff, and was like, when you come home, I would love to see you. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm not coming for your birthday. Because he was like, why don't you come for my birthday? I'm like, I'm not coming down there for your birthday. And he was like, because especially like, why would I fly for your birthday? And especially when I'm in a relationship anymore. And then come back up to LA, then fly back home for Thanksgiving. I was like, this is too much, especially I just started a new job, and you can't take off when you start a new job. Like, that's crazy. So I was like, no, I'm good. I'm straight. Thank you. So fast forward to after I got I got my closure basically, and I felt like everything was good. I got my answer, realizing that was not the man for me. Definitely got it, and I sent him my way. That prophecy was not for him. The prophecy was for me to wait. I realized that at that point. So I was good to go, I thought. So fast forward to his birthday. So of course when his birthday comes, I send him a message like I'll do to anybody. Like I don't hate anyone in the world. And on your birthday, it's the day you were born. Some people, I don't wish that anybody wasn't born or anything like that, because everybody goes through so many different things in life, and it's called experience at this point. So, I was just like, all right, cool. I just text him happy birthday, didn't think nothing of it, went to work. So like later on that night, when I was headed home from work, I received a FaceTime call from him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is FaceTime from me for? So I get a FaceTime call, and he was like, man, that girl crazy. I had to drop her off at the airport. I can't believe that I even bothered with her. I want to be back with you. Can I be back with you? Can you please come here right now? I'll buy you a plane ticket. And I'm just like, what? I'm just like, what in the world? Is it just the worst birthday I ever had in my life? And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what is going on here? So, me, I'm just like, what? So apparently she brought the stuff to Alabama and for his birthday. So he got a hotel room for her and everything, and I guess they were together, and I guess some things happened in the hotel, and I think apparently he got kicked out of the hotel. There was just a lot of stuff that happened. I think some drugs were involved and some domestic violence type stuff. I don't know what happened, honestly. Don't care, but I just know a lot of things happened. And so he dropped her off at the airport, apparently. Now, mind you, I'm from Alabama, and the largest city in Alabama is Birmingham, where I'm from. So the Birmingham airport is very small. It shuts down at like 10 o'clock at night. So you tell him you dropped this woman off at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. There's nobody there. So she's stressing out. She's like calling him, blowing up, like, please, baby, please. So he answers the phone while he's on the phone with me, because he has more than one phone. And so he puts her on speakerphone, and she's like, please, baby, can you please come back? I'm so sorry. Like, she's literally crying, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So I hang up with him because I'm like, I don't want to be a part of that. And, I just got off work, and I just wanted to, zen out, give me a drink and just relax. I didn't want to be involved in some craziness or whatever. So I blocked him or whatever. So next thing you know, he calls me from his other, because he had multiple like emails and iMessage, type of thing. So he could contact me anytime. So he calls me from another message, from another phone. This time, when I answer the FaceTime, it's him and her. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy, again, here to go with this BS. And she's like on the phone, and at this point, you can record the screens. So I was like, let me record the screen, because nobody's gonna believe this craziness or whatever. So I record the screen, and next thing you know, she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for taking care of my man, saying, just let you know that I'm here, you not, I'm with him and you not. And I'm just like, ma'am, I don't know who, what, why, I don't care. I'm just like, what, like, why are you calling my phone? Why are you harassing me at this point? And at this time I realized that she was going to my Instagram and watching my Instagram stories every single day. She also was going to my website every single day. So my website is namebetheGreat.com, and I own the website, and I created the website. So at any point in time, I can go look and see IP addresses, see who's on my website. Have people from different countries on my website. People listen to my podcast from all over the world. So I like to see the numbers, and I can go and see where they're listening from and watching and looking at what websites they clicked on, links and everything. So I'm just like, I'm seeing a repetitive city here in Birmingham. No, sorry, not Birmingham City. I'm seeing a repetitive city, and it's the one that she lives in here in LA. So she would go to my website. Literally, she would go to my website every single day, and she still does this to this day, by the way. Now, mind you, this is months later. But she goes to the website every single day, and she clicks on every page. She clicks on my blog. She clicks on my pictures. She clicks on everything. So basically, this woman is like absurdly obsessed with me at this point. Because not only is she blowing me up on messages, sending me the weird text message talking about, this is my man, leave him alone kind of thing. She also now calls me on his phone, and they're in a hotel. I can tell that she's been crying because her makeup and mascara is like all over her face. He looks a fool because he looks like his hair is everywhere. They both looked like they were high on something, drunk on something, and looked like it was not. The room looked atrocious, like they had tore up the room or something like that. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they got kicked out of their hotel or whatever. But it's just the simple fact that like they had bothered me, and I was just like, I'm in my mode. Like, I don't need this. I got scripts due. I don't need y'all to be bothering me right now at this point. So I told him off and told him, please leave me alone. At this point, if you continue to contact me, I will contact the police because I have all of the evidence and your IP addresses of you stalking me, because she was stalking me. And I was like, this is it. Please leave me alone. So at that point, she hung up and everything, and she calls back again, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go file a police report in the morning because this woman is freaking crazy and stuff. So then, like, after that, he calls me, like, a few days later to apologize and stuff. And I'm like, sir, I don't want to have anything involved with you. Can you please leave me alone? It's like, at no point in time did they ever get that. So, you know, I was extremely stressed or whatever about that. But, so I would say, like, about a week after that happened with his birthday, you know, I write a blog post on my website. And, you know, you have meta tags and things like this you can put up there. So, I wrote a blog about everything that's going on. And next thing you know, I'm checking my email from my Naomi the Great email address that I have. And I see an email was like, such and such is, do you know this person? Or something like, you know, just a whole message basically is what I get. And I'm just like, what is this message? It was like so weird to me. So I'm looking through everything, and sure enough, it's a lady that's saying that she was trying to see if the person that I'm talking about is the same person that she knows. And I'm just like, what? I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And she sends me this email. I'm gonna read some of it to you guys. She was like, good evening. I was doing search on blah, 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 and your blog came up. And I read their entries, and everything you wrote about him sounds just like my estranged husband. His birthday is such and such. If it is him, consider yourself really blessed and know that you dodged a bullet by breaking up with him. I know God will send you the right man when the time is right. You wrote that you would like to know why people like him do what they do. Well, I had to stop trying to figure out myself. I am convinced that only he might know, and not sure even they know. Sorry that you had to deal with such a troubled person, and she puts her name on there. So at this point, I'm just like, wow, this is like, because he told me about his ex-wife. He told me that she was crazy and he had full custody of his daughter and all these other things. When she actually tells me the truth, and was like, he hasn't seen his daughter in months, almost years. She didn't know where he was, so that's why she was looking for him, because he owes back child support, and he has not talked to her in his child in a long period of time, and she didn't know where he was, because she had not heard anything about him, and she feared that he might have been dead or something, because he had a drug problem that I confirmed through her that was true as well. It was another reason why she wasn't talking to him anymore. So, you know, all these things, like, she answered pretty much all of the other underlining questions that I had. She pretty much answered for me, because, you know, we kept in communication through email. She gave me her whole phone number and everything. And she was like, I went through so much. I'm so sorry you went through all of that. She was like, wait to hear what I went through. She was like, unfortunately, we are still married, which is crazy because he told me they were divorced. So they're still married. She's like, they didn't stay together that long. They married in 2009 and separated in 2010. She said that he said I love you first too. She also said that he wanted to get married a month after being together, which is what happened with me. And they wanted to get married in Vegas. They do have a daughter. He doesn't see her at all whatsoever. He is a pathological liar. And he likes to date women who are crazy and women who are steady at the same time, because he likes to have a yin and yang. So that's what he always does. She said that she had a lot of problems with a lot of crazy women that were after her and everything, even though she was the wife. So that was another reason why they broke up. So she goes on and on and on. Like, when I tell you this email is so long, y'all, she goes on and on about so many different things. But she was saying how he had a good job and something happened. The money that he had was the settlement that he got. He's not rich like he says. He doesn't have any businesses. All his stuff, like, he owes so much money to all these different people. His credit is real bad. Something happened where his mom lost her home. I mean, it's just so many different things this man has done over the years. And it's just so crazy that, like, his mom is paying for a lot of it. I think she got sued, and he got sued for this and got sued for that. It's just like, I mean, I was like, wow, like, this man, where does this man come from? And she was just like, she just feels so sorry for his mom and for his family and everything, because he's just so crazy. And she was like, he used to be successful, but he had, like, so many different things going on, and he just not truthful about a lot of stuff, and she hate that I had to deal with it. And she wishes she could, like, post his picture on a website and put everything crazy that he's done to warn women about dating him and everything. And I was just like, well, thank you so much for, like, answering the questions that I had that I always wanted to know, and then also for being, like, a real woman and telling me these things. But at that point, I didn't feel like I needed to talk to her, because I got everything done, and there was no point for me to have any conversation with her because I was done with him. So, yeah, I would say that I dodged an extremely big bullet. I would say also that be careful when you date online, and make sure you do background checks on these men, because men are freaking crazy, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Dating Woes. Follow us on www.datingwoes.com. Peace.